are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I'll tell you what the best part about being a comedian is, and it's not making people laugh. I can tell you that right now. It is not the joy you see on an audience member's face when you make them feel joy from something that came out of your mind. It's not that. That actually isn't even in the top 5 or 6 things. Who gives a shit about that? The best thing about being a comedian is that no matter where you go in the entire world, doesn't matter where the fuck you go, anywhere, you'll have friends. And when I say friends, I mean bitter, resentful, sociopathic, narcissistic people like myself. You know, like-minded individuals who also want to talk shit about other comedians behind their back. You know, the fucking brotherhood. With a couple of chicks in there too. That's the best part. You can go interstate, you can go to a different country, and you don't have to worry about finding friends. Just turn up to a shitty open mic, and within like a day or two, you're going to have some friends. It doesn't even matter if you're good. You're probably going to have more friends if you suck. Less people are going to resent you if you suck, so you'll be taken in quicker. That's definitely the best part. What the fuck was I going to do if I wasn't a comedian here? Like, what the fuck were my options? Become, like, closer to my family? I mean, let's get realistic here. How the fuck was I going to make friends here if I wasn't a comedian? I would have had to have joined the fucking badminton club. That's about it. And who the fuck wants to hang out with people who play badminton? That is not the crew you want to be hanging with. Like, I'm sure they're good people and they make a good chai, but fuck me. All badminton players probably like each other too. They're all complimentary about each other. Fuck that. What bonds other comedians together the most is hate for other comedians. That's what bonds us all together tightly. That's what really galvanizes us together is our hate for our fellow comedians. Some comedians will tell you that we are bonded together because of a shared experience. Like sharing war stories like the hell gigs and bombing and shit like that. And that's all fun, but if you really want to get a comedian's juices flowing, just start shitting on another comedian. That's how you get it done. Have you seen fucking this cunt before? Yeah, I know. How does he even get gigs? I have no idea. And that thing he does with his fucking hand, just fucking kill yourself with that spare hand that you're throwing around in the air. Buy a gun and hold it to your head. That's what road trips with comedians is all about. You get a car full of comedians together and within like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you're ranking the worst comedians in the scene, your most hated comedians in the scene. And this takes a while as well because you have to rank them, but then you have to explain why you hate them. And then everyone in the car is always on the same page. And you've got to know as a comedian, there's cars packed full of comedians heading in different directions, talking about you. You're on one of their lists. That's the true bond, hate. So I started contacting some of the Indian comedians I know here today because they're putting in a curfew here over the weekend because Bangalore is doing about 100,000 new cases of COVID a day. We're putting up some big fucking numbers here, but people are starting to get worried. So they're bringing in a curfew. I think it's from like 8 o'clock or some shit like that. And they're reducing the capacity of restaurants and bars and shit to 50%, which I don't think they'll be doing anyway. Who the fuck is going to monitor all this shit, by the way? You walk down any particular street and there's like 50,000 fucking restaurants on that street. It looks like a side street and there's about 9,000 dosa places. It's intense. If the people here don't listen, and they don't generally listen, then how the fuck are you going to police this shit? Unless you bring in martial law, which will probably happen at some point too. That would be fucking perfect. I'm in India while it's under martial law, and then a civil war breaks out or some shit, and I turn into a war correspondent. Vlogger, comedian, war correspondent. I actually did have a dream once that I was in India during a civil war. I can't remember if it was an actual dream or a daydream or a fantasy, but I remember thinking about it. So yeah, anyway, I started contacting comedians today and I'm going to start meeting up with them. Even if the gigs stop, at least I'm in the loop. At least I feel like I'm still part of some sort of comedy community, even though I'm not fucking gigging at the moment. But all of them said there's still shows going on. They're not selling lots of tickets because of the reduced capacity and people are just fucking a little bit hesitant. But they said they're getting okay crowds. Some of them are small, like 2 or 3 people in the crowd, which I don't care. I have never balked at doing a crowd of 2 or 3. The trick is with a small crowd like that, maintain eye contact at all time and don't let the sadness overwhelm you. Anyway, it will be good to catch up with some of these Indian comedians, see what's been happening over the last year here, and we'll see what happens over the next few days here. This could get spicy. That's how I should end every podcast while I'm in India. This could get spicy. No, that's what I should say when I'm a war correspondent. Well, the military is now occupying downtown Bangalore. We're just going to wait it out here tonight. Tune in again tomorrow because this could get spicy. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, fucking listen to it. All right, see you the fuck later.